Perfect. Well, happy Wednesday, December 20th, everyone. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Jennie Lok, and I'm here to unlock your potential for you guys to live a dream life that you couldn't even have imagined. And it's going to be through love and fun. And I've built a program with my husband, Calvin, called Zen Coast University, where we coach folks. We have a few students here as well, too. So if you want additional coaching or support or mentorship or just a community of like-minded people who want to grow together, we're all here to support. And we host a lot of fun events, retreats, and mentorship. So and a little bit of background on who what we've been able to accomplish of why it's why you should listen to me. So we've been able to build multiple seven-figure businesses, and I'm 31 years old, and we were able to live a life of our dreams. You'll see some of that if you follow me on social media, being able to travel the world and being able to retire my parents. And I bought my first house at the age of 23 years old and wasn't in real estate, was in tech, but pivoted and went into real estate. And we now own currently 383 units right now. Sometimes we lose track. We just closed on a 150 unit apartment complex just last week, and we've been able to build passive income so that we can create a massive impact into our community, be able to give back. And some accomplishments we were able to do this year was raise over $100,000 towards nonprofit, towards helping veterans heal from suicidal thoughts and giving them purpose in life again, being able to save animals. So who doesn't love animals like zebras and animals who are about to go to the kill pens, and also help with like the natural fires, natural disasters that happen, like the Maui fires. We were able to send a lot of money over there, the earthquakes that happened, and also save kids from human sex trafficking. So we partnered with a nonprofit called Area Recovery and raise over $100,000, and be able to give back is something that's really important to us. And here, I'm so glad you joined on a Wednesday night. I know it's the holidays and you could just take off the rest of the year, but you're here to learn and really plan for your next year. So I want to thank and applaud you guys for being here in the first place. And we have some great tips on how to plan 2024. And I'll go ahead and get started and share beforehand what we want to do before starting 2024 is having a closeout routine. So a closeout routine is being able to clear out all the noise, everything else, and anything that doesn't serve you anymore, and then be able to come in light into the new year versus feeling so heavy. So some things that I do, number one, is first, I clean out my closet. I learned this from Jesse Itzler, who is a billionaire, married to also another billionaire, Sarah Blakely, who's the founder of Spanx. But just cleaning out your closet, looking at things that don't really serve you anymore. And one easy way to look through items is like, does someone else need this more than I do? And if it doesn't bring you love and joy anymore, put it in a donate pile, and then being able to contribute and give that back to a local shelter or another family in need for the holidays. Number two, I clean out my pantry and my fridge of any expired stuff. Like you probably have gone through, you're like, wow, this is 3 years old expired. So at the end of the year, just being able to look at all the things, you're like, okay, this is all junk. And then also I have this app called the Yuka app, Yuka, and I scan things and it's just scan any barcode. So this works for food items and also beauty products, but does not work for alcohol because they already know that alcohol is not healthy. But scanning those and seeing what it gives ratings of bad, okay, good, and excellent, and gives you a ranking of 0 to 100. So we had a lot of spam because we like saved up during the pandemic, and all I knew how to do was like make spam sushi during that time. But then I scanned, I'm like, it's a 0 out of 100. So that's really bad things that we're putting into our bodies that I was just like, okay, just throw it all out. Maybe donate some of it, but I don't even want to feed that to someone else. So that's number 2. Number 3 is cleaning out my desk and sorting all my bills, my mail, making sure my property taxes are paid, home insurance, just reorganizing all my finances, just so that everything is in a clean slate. Last year we had our wedding, and honestly, that was one. We have over many properties, and we forgot to pay property taxes on one. So by like December 1st, I start out my closeout routine, making sure all property taxes are paid so that we're not incurring an extra fee. The next one is cleaning out my car, just cleaning out all the junk, getting a new car wash, getting it detailed so that when I ride in the new year in my car, I feel good and excited. And then the next thing is canceling subscriptions. Just go through your finances. Like if you have like an AOL subscription, AOL doesn't exist anymore, make sure you cancel it. Like I was still paying for my Peloton subscription, but I gave away my Peloton. So it's like I saving $40 here and there. So it adds up. Another thing I love to do, and this is for friends and family, is like there's a lot of papers or clutter. I buy a lot of thank you notes or old holiday cards. So I write 25 to 50 handwritten letters to people. So think about the past year, who impacted you in your life, who are some people you met, if you might have been on like a podcast interview with them, or they coached you, or something that impacted, writing a handwritten letter. And people really, really love that versus just getting like, it's nice to get a holiday card with the photo, but a thoughtful message and sending them out to the people. And gets rid of a lot of paper. And then what I do is I reflect on my 2023 accomplishments. I take a lot of photos. So I just go through my phone of 2023, see what I did, and just write them all down. And created a video. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably already saw the video that I posted of like, wow, I've had a pretty killer year and still have a week and a half left for the year. And then the next thing, I'm going to share with you a hot tip that I learned from my private island owner coach. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. And this will also be shared if you send us your email address. We'll be able to give you this closeout routine. So the next item is reviewing my eulogy. So I know it's a little bit morbid, but we're all gonna end life one day, but we want to live the best life that we want. So for me, I have my eulogy, and I'm being very vulnerable here. Some people I don't know, but I'm willing to share because I know this is a big thing that will impact so many people's lives. So here's my eulogy, and I'll read it aloud. And I'm going to live to 120 years old. I'm 31. I'm going to live to 89 years old. So like, how am I going to live that life? But I'll go ahead and share. We are here gathered today to celebrate the miraculous life of Jennie Lok, whose purpose in life was to love. Jennie is our beloved friend, sister, mother, leader, and a true inspiration who is going to be dearly missed. We all feel and have experienced the love she has radiated with her presence and knowledge she has shared throughout our lifetime, and how her love will impact multiple generations to come. Jennie Lok's purpose in life was to unlock the potential of others and realize a dream life through love and fun. She has positively impacted 1 million people in her lifetime, and she has spread her love in so many ways with her Zen Coast communities that her and her husband, Calvin Chin, have created with their dear friends, life partners, and families. Many of us in the room have experienced her beautiful heart and also tough love to challenge us either through shifting our language to a more enlightened and confident way, such as I hope to do XYZ, to I will do X, Y, and Z, and I will try to do this, to I get to and will. Jennie has helped transform the growth and healing process of her network through her retreat centers, private islands, and space travel experiences. She has brought many to her beautiful islands in Asia, where her mission has become a reality to heal humans and Asian Pacific families to learn to love from their hearts, words, and souls. She has helped over 1,000 people become billionaires in her lifetime and empowered them to leverage their wealth to be able to be a force for good and heal people around the world. They have supported amazing causes such as aerial recovery and Brittany Turner's mission to end human sex trafficking, and along with MD and Michelle to help heal the mental health journeys. Jennie was an amazing daughter to Susan and David and was able to show them around the world on Jennie's private family boat. One of Jennie's life's goals in her earlier years was to help her parents retire and was able to accomplish that at 29 years old and move them out from New York to California. Her next goal was to give her parents the world since they gave her the world when they didn't have much. And she recalls a beautiful memory she had in Canyon Lake at her friend Stephanie and Wilson's Airbnb cabin, where they played a question card game called Parents Are Human. And her mom shared, if money was no issue, she wished to have a private ship with a captain to take her around the world so she doesn't have to worry about all her clothes and luggage and moving it around, and be able to sleep in a consistent space without going from hotel to hotel. After hearing this, Jennie made it her mission to make this possible and show her parents the world. And they were able to travel to 50 countries together and experience all the delicious food and culture. They were also able to live in Hong Kong together as a multi-generational family for 2 years. And Calvin was able to learn Cantonese in their mid-30s and speak to Jennie's parents fluently and have deeper conversations. He's learning slightly now. Jennie is also a dear sister to her brother William and sisters-in-law Christina, Kimberly, Sharna, and brothers-in-law Tim and Taylor. They all make sure every Thanksgiving for the last 90 years, they would all be together with their families, celebrating in different locations every year. They would take over small towns and islands with all the kids and grandkids and great-grandchildren all around the world. Their favorite experience was a Thanksgiving gratitude and meditation retreat in their family retreat center in Bali. There was a lot of generational healing that helped propel their family to greater missions in life to heal other families and ancestral traumas. Jennie's soulmate, Calvin, who she met initially at the Oral Gym when she was 21 years old, almost 100 years ago, has been inseparable since. They realized a couple years into dating that their grandmothers were second cousins, but thank God Jennie's mom was adopted, so it wasn't blood grandmother on her side. With such a crazy coincidence, they knew that fate they were meant to meet and connect and heal the world with their magical love. They have supported and led hundreds of couples retreats and family retreats, and with their work, they have been a pivotal part of their mission and message for people to create new human life forms and life forms from love and not force, coercion, or shame. Jennie is a descendant of Genghis Khan and realized many generations of her previous lineage was from force, coercion, and shame. She also realized she has Guan Yin, the goddess of love, compassion, and mercy in her, who's on the opposite spectrum. And Jennie is an outstanding, loving mother of 3 entrepreneurial children, 9 grandchildren, 27 great-grandchildren. She loves seeing her family change the world and continue her mission of spreading love throughout humanity. Jennie raised her children around the world and made sure they had cultural experiences and respected and loved all humans, no matter their background. Jennie will always be in our hearts and souls, and we're so grateful to be touched with her love through our lifetime, and we promise to continue her legacy and her mission to heal the world through love. And at first, when I heard like, hey, write your eulogy, I'm like, what does that mean? What does that even look like? But now after rewording it and reframing it and re-looking at like, hey, does this still fall into place? So that's part of my closeout routine. Figure out, hey, what are some things I want to change and adjust if this is still what I want to be known for? And a fun tip, I put the eulogy into ChatGPT 4 and I was like, spin a picture of me, and this is what came out on the picture. So it turned out pretty great. And then the next step from there, now you have your whole life vision. And think of this as your life's GPS, your navigational system for whatever age you're going to live to, whether it's the next 30, 40, 50 years, or even, and we want to live all long, healthy lives. I don't think anyone's going to live less than 30 more years here. So then afterwards, think about all the goals and what we call is a dream list. And I put together, and we broke it down as you see what we talked about, the 7 F's. And it's going to be breaking down to fun, family, fitness, friends, finances, faith, and philanthropy, even though it's with a P, but it still sounds like it's with an F. And before diving into this, go over your eulogy and figure out what is your purpose statement. It could be your life purpose statement. Note that this can change. Donna, you mentioned your vision was to be more compassionate for next year. And then Mary, you said for vitality for next year. So figure out what are the values that come true to you for this next year that you're going to live by. So a purpose statement, my purpose statement is the purpose of my life is to be a goddess to unlock potential, enjoy a dream life around the world, and love myself and others. And I live that constantly. And whenever I'm not in that, like I just look this up and read and go over my purpose statement here. But make this fun. I'm going to share with you just this whole list, but figure out like just making check boxes of goals that you want to do in your life and things that you have accomplished, such as going to Formula One race in Las Vegas, running a half marathon, hosting a retreat in Bali, taking my parents to Spain, and being able to donate $50,000 in a year, $100,000 in a year. And start small. It could be a small goal of like, hey, double your tip at a restaurant, and being fun with that. So getting sound bowl healing, other things. So go through, I wrote own a panda, like make it fun, like, and think big too. Don't put yourself into a limitation of what you can own, because like what you put out there, you're going to manifest and you're going to attract it as long as you put it out through love versus fear and scarcity. And thinking about all different goals, I realize I need a little bit more impact philanthropy goals, but it's like I have a lot of goals of travel and fun here. And then breaking that down afterwards of your dream list of what we call the Masogi. Masogi is being able to do one big thing in each category, life-changing challenge that might be outside of your comfort zone. And I categorize like in the last few years, what are the Masogis I've been able to do? So even planning for 2024, my Masogis for fun is going to Whistler. I'm going to be hanging out with Mary and Owen and Whistler with Tony Robbins and 6 billionaires. And family is to take my parents and Calvin's parents on an Alaskan cruise. Fitness is to be healthy and get my gut checked and everything so that I can have a baby, get pregnant and have a baby within next year. Friends is celebrating my best friend Michelle's wedding. Finances is being able to invest in myself in Tony Robbins Platinum Partnership Coaching and really learn from high-level net worth people. Faith, I'm doing a shamanic ceremony with ancestral healing in the beginning of the year. And then philanthropy is hosting another charity gala where we're goal is to raise $200,000, if not more. And some of the things within this past year I was able to accomplish was fun was starting the year off. We actually did this retreat in Bali. We did a whole goal setting retreat with 14 of our closest friends. And it was right after our wedding in Singapore and was able to share this and share ideas together. And then took my parents to Hawaii, did 75 hard challenge, went to 9 weddings. We got an Aston Martin, upgraded our car, went to Date with Destiny with Tony Robbins, and then donated $100,000 this year. So now you have your main big goals that you have in each category. So breaking that down into what we call your GPS, your navigational system. So this is based off of the book, The One Thing by Jay Papasan and Gary Keller. And whenever we go on a road trip or let's say if you're driving from San Francisco down to LA, are you just going to hop on and drive? Like you might need some redirection of like where to get off and readjustment. So this is your GPS system of what you want to accomplish. So figuring out what is your big goal within this year and start thinking about first, like what is your purpose statement, and then breaking that down into your one goal afterwards. So an example for next year, my one thing for next year is to be able to donate $200,000 towards education /nonprofit. And how am I going to break that down? It's going to be 3 priorities. So the first priority is going to be helping 100 families buy or sell property within the year. And grateful we'll be helping Donna sell her house next year. So that's at least one. And then the next one would be raising awareness from sponsors to donate. And then the next priority would be to purchase 10 new properties and give 5% of my rent towards donations. So then adding that all up to, we donate $500 per house we sell. So that's 75,000. And then to be able to raise awareness from sponsors in our charity gala should have 100,000. So that equals that 200,000. And then breaking it down into 5 strategies with each of those priorities. So the first strategy, we'll just use one example for selling the home, is to be able to reach out to 360 past clients of mine. And if 10% of them give a referral that close, then there'll be 36 families that I'll be able to help within that year. And then strategy 2 is hosting educational webinars, workshops every single month. Similar to this, we're going to have tax saving webinars, we're going to have trust webinars, home buying webinars, renovation webinars. So always giving content and free value, and hopefully 2 new clients will show up from each month, each of those. So it'll be 24 families I'll help. And strategy 3 is lunches with VIP referrals and business partners. I see Jeff Shea here. He's one of our VIPs, and we took him to Roca Core last year at one of our favorite restaurants. And next month he introduced us to a friend, and then that friend referred someone else. So being able to go deeper and diving in and learning more about them and sharing a meal. Who doesn't like eating good food together? The next one is hosting open houses. So 4 open houses a month. So might be 2 weekends or some weekdays. And from the 4 open houses, that's 48 open houses. So usually about 75% ratio, like I would be able to meet someone new there during the open houses. So that's another 36 families. And then online content is really important, my social media presence, and having that knowledge. And like a lot of you probably found this webinar from social media. So just getting that content out there, staying top of mind for people, and getting 6 new clients and families that we can help from there. So breaking that down, whatever goal that you have, usually we do want you to have everything as like something that could be measurable and a financial goal and time sensitive as well too. So you see how everything you could put on the calendar and time block. If it was just like host open houses, it's like how many open houses, and it's like when are you going to do that? So I could even dive in like hosting 4 3-hour open houses. So then I know it's like 12 hours per month, and how many weeks within like the hours within the year that I'm going to be doing open houses, for example. And then afterwards is going into the vivid vision and monthly tracker. So we like to think, okay, like we have our end in mind, 120 years old, I'm going to be able to accomplish all these things, but working forward. So it's going to be hard to know like, okay, 50 years, 30 years, but we're just breaking it down. 5 years from now, what do you want to accomplish from there? So my thing is always to be able to give back. I'm very passionate about education and giving back to others and teaching. I actually wanted to become a teacher when I was a little kid. I taught my stuffed animals, and they had their own black and white marble notebooks. And I actually got into Teach for America after college, but decided to not take that route and join corporate America instead. But now back into teaching everyone here. So work 5 years from now, what is that goal? So I want to be able to donate and contribute $1 million towards education, potentially even build a school, but figure out of those 7 F's, like what are your main misogis that you want to accomplish within that year? And then writing that down. And then 3 years from now, what are the main misogis and things that you want to accomplish then? I want to run a marathon in 3 years, like probably after I have my kids and all that stuff. And next year is like be able to have children. And I've already started planning and blocking, okay, what are all the fun? What's the family adventures, fitness adventures, friends, everything to the month, and then color coordinating it. So Mary, you mentioned like you're going to get a big old calendar to like put everything in. And this is where it's virtual. You can carry it with you anywhere in on your laptop, on your computer. So breaking down every single month and putting like the fun, exciting events and breaking it, knowing like that your balanced life of all different categories. Some people just only focus on work or finances, but they let go of their health, they let go of their spirit, they don't spend time with their family. So by doing this, and you can look forward to, okay, I need to balance and do a little bit more. So my recommendation first is start with yourself, start with fun. Like, what do you want to do? Go back and look at your dreams list. Like, what are the things that you want to accomplish? Like, this is a year that I'm going to do and accomplish. Going to I have Whistler on my fun and adventure, and luckily we're gonna go to Whistler with Tony Robbins next February. So we have that blocked off for February 3rd to February 8th, and then go through before even going into finances or anything else, put fun. Think about everything and block all the fun first on your calendar. And I said potentially Germany as well too. Ride on the Autobahn, go to Oktoberfest, and it'll be a fun time. And the only thing why I put a question mark is I don't know if I'll be pregnant and like have a kid then. So that's why it's like note that things can be changeable and movable as well too. And then going on trips as well too. And then prioritizing the next thing, what is most important to you. Family is a second most important to me. So then blocking out, we're taking Calvin's parents to the British Virgin Islands, and we're celebrating my sister-in-law's birthday in Hawaii, possibly. So we're still like locking it in, and different birthdays, different fun things to note. So putting even Thanksgiving and holidays. And then fitness is like, what are the fitness challenges that you want to do? And this could also be mental health fitness as well too. It doesn't just have to be, oh, I'm going to run a marathon. It could be going on getting like a biome test, which is like a gut test, and just healing your diet or cutting out something. But we have our ZCU retreat in Hawaii that we're going to be going over a lot of that and doing taro planting, and that's our fitness routine there. I want to do a 15K like turkey trot or something as well. I talked to some of you about that. So those are things where it's like we can always add it later on. And then friends, like what are the fun things we're going to be doing with friends within the year? So mine are weddings and other celebrations and family dinners. And then we put into the finances, like, okay, like we need to review our finances. We have quarterly business reviews. I'm actually gonna add as well too, like every Sunday we do a family boardroom, but review family budget. And being able to have that consistent every single week, or at least once a month. And it's just easy popping that in, resetting that. So if there's more things within a one day, you can just add it in and pop it in. But yeah, ensuring family budget is important too. Then spiritual. Going on my shamanic ceremony in the beginning of the year, and we're launching a Hawaii retreat, Lotus Rising, launching in the new year, and that will be for mental health wellness. There's going to be goat yoga. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff there, and you can even book the retreat if you want to learn more too. So let us know. Michelle Wong is on this call, so you can ask her about more details, and she's my partner in that. And going to Date with Destiny again, it was very transformative for me, and being able to step into this new identity. And my other goals is to get breathwork and manifestation certification. And philanthropy is speaking at conferences, giving back, and educating others. So it doesn't always have to be like giving money or donations, but it could be giving your time and education and knowledge to other people, or in mentorship. Perfect. And then breaking it afterwards is, okay, now you have your vision, your month, but your work week. So putting a perfect work week, how can you balance all of this stuff? So again, putting your purpose first in the beginning. When you read it at the top of every day, the purpose of my life is to be a goddess, to unlock potential, enjoy a dream life around the world, and love myself and others. And starting every single day. So I start off every single day with the miracle morning, which is called an acronym called SAVERS. It's by Hal Elrod. He wrote the great book, Miracle Morning. So it starts with silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. I'll go about a little bit more into it in the next tab, but breaking down every single day and figuring out, okay, like when is family time? When is, we have a non-negotiable date night as well. We used to do it on Fridays, but sometimes we were go on trips and stuff. So we're like, okay, Thursday is non-negotiable for us, like no technology. And we just leave our phones away and just go out uninterrupted for at least a couple of hours. So that's every single Thursday. Sometimes we get bonus extra ones like fun fitness activities on Sundays as well too. So I know with Calvin and I, like we are going to have at least 52 date nights every single year. And if you need to change it, never delete it. If it can't make it, move it to another day, like on a Wednesday or a Saturday morning. Don't delete things. And if you have kids, Kevin, I see your daughter, I think right next to you. So it's like having date nights with your kids too, right? So it's like, and even with each kid, like dedicating a monthly date night or quarterly date night where it's just you take, and then yes, another one, so many kids. So I know with the 4 kids, take each one on a one-on-one. And be able to dive in deep. Sometimes you want to get everyone together, but the relationship with each kid is going to be different. So put those goals into place and figure out like when things will fall in, and then putting into the business perspective of things as well too, of like finance, like got to pay for all the fun too. So got to work and invest in yourself, invest in your growth. I learned that whatever you want to make, you need to invest at least 10% of that in yourself. If you want to make $1 million, you need to invest $100,000 in yourself, whether that be coaching or health or a therapist or something else. Like that has to go towards yourself, or else you're not going to grow. You're going to stay stagnant in the same level. And we always say you're either growing or you're dying. Hopefully everyone here, like you're on a Wednesday night before the holidays, you're all looking to grow versus die. So thank you for being here. And yeah, just making it fun, making sure that you have one of each of these categories, at least one thing, like 1 hour a week. If you're not really spiritual, maybe just starting with something small like journaling, journaling for 1 hour a week. It doesn't have to be lengthy, but that's where like I love like just writing the birthday cards and thank you cards. Like Donna, you've received a lot of thank you cards from me over the years. So it's fun just to like write, and you just feel in a better mood when you start your day with gratitude versus like whenever you're on your phone and looking at social media or other things, you go in a downward spiral. So I actually in my morning, I don't look at my phone until after I've like done my workouts and showered and everything. So I'll actually share with you what my daily routine is. So we'll go into the next tab here. Actually, I'll break it with the time. So you see 6:15 a.m. I actually have my alarm set at 6:13 a.m. every single day. And sometimes weekends, like you can let loose or like maybe have an extra hour or so to sleep, but 6:13 a.m. and I actually have Alexa wake me up at 6:13 a.m. and I have my phone outside in another room. My parents live with us as well too, and it's next to them and I don't want to wake them up. So I have to scurry and get at my butt out of bed and walk all the way like several to another room across to turn off that 6:15 alarm before 6:15. So it gets me up, I have water, chug my water, and then start getting ready and like have my like clothes prepared for workout or yoga, whatever I'm doing that day, and then diving into savers. So then that's the next thing, which we're so excited. Calvin worked really hard on this and I just made it a little bit prettier. And this is the weekly impact tracker, adding your daily intentions and how you're going to get to that goal. So starting off every single day, again, with what is your purpose in life? And the miracle morning is gamifying this, making this fun. Like, how do I live the best life and keep track of it? So everything is 1 point, and the goal is to be able to get 100 points within the week. And you can change all these things based off of what your goals are, what your 135 is, what your vision is. But in the morning, miracle morning is again silence, affirmations, visualizations, exercise, reading, scribing. So silence could be praying to whatever higher being you believe in. I do a Guan Yin prayer. I've done Wim Hof breath work. And sometimes I just take a meditation or just like sit in silence as well too. And affirmations, like what is that word for the day? And when I'm actually driving to my workouts, I'm saying, I am loved, I am bold, I am grateful, I am like whatever, I'm enough, I'm courageous, I'm rich, I'm complete, I am abundant. Or even having like one main phrase within that day of like, I'm loved, I'm loved, I'm loved. And whatever you feel like you're lacking, think about the opposite. And then visualization. Visualizing is really huge. So putting pictures into place, put into ChatGPT, similar to how I have my eulogy of seeing that, like whatever you want, whether you want that panda, like put that on your vision board. If you want a G-Wagon, put that on there too. If you want to be able to travel more, if you want 4-pack abs, I put all those things on my vision board and realize, okay, the more you see it, it trains your brain to know that that is possible and that is real and you're able to do it. And there's great visualizations. Like I listen to Regan Hillier on YouTube, and she has great ones and a lot of free content looking at your vision board, even just visualizing your dream list and what, just focus on like one category and just visualize yourself doing that. And then exercise is self-explanatory, reading. And usually reading, I do recommend it's like a self-help development or some type of motivational book versus just a nonfiction book, because nonfiction doesn't like, it's good to read, but it's like, hey, how are you going to read and elevate? And some people could listen to podcasts or audibles instead, but actually reading, my tip is to read and listen at the same time, because if you read, you usually retain like 20 to 30%. If you're listening, you retain like also 10 to 20, like 30%. But if you're reading and listening, it increases it significantly to at least 50 to 60%. And when you're teaching something, you actually retain something 90%. So if you learn something today here, like go teach it. Like when you're on your holiday dinners, like be like, hey, I got this awesome spreadsheet from Jenny and I want to teach you this. Can we do this together? Because then you're going to be able to retain it significantly more. And then scribing, like journaling, like what you're grateful for, what your intentions are for the day. So I broke down this of like, hey, fun, like what is something fun for you? And it's different for everyone. Like I'm not a super like outdoorsy person, but it's like, for me, fun is like learning something new. So I signed up for Jutsi Itzler, who's a billionaire, his roundtable call. So that's gonna be fun for me. Like eating new food is really fun for me. Like I tried balut, which is like the like almost like it's a baby chicken almost about to be hatched, like egg. And that was fun. I don't think I'll do it again, but it was an exciting thing. And different adventures. We're driving down the PC or up the PCH from Calvin's birthday in the new year. And then breaking family, like bring out at least the ones that I put is like minimum, like at least one date night a week. So it targets, okay, like if we didn't have that date night, then we got to make sure we got to get those points. Calling parents and checking in with them, FaceTiming your siblings, and then writing a gift or getting a card for a family member, having dinners. We have weekly Sunday dinners. Fitness is pretty self-explanatory, but drinking water, or you could just do like no, if you're trying to give up alcohol, you could do like no alcohol days or something to track. And then I have tracking my steps, or like if you're going to certain type of therapy call, whatever that is, like cryotherapy, ice baths, or actual therapists. So tracking that fitness and mental health and wellness. friends is reaching out to friends, outreaching, checking in with them. Breaking bread is just eating lunch, breakfast, or dinner with them, and having just face to face, whether it might be like a shopping trip or something. Finances is reviewing your budget, getting a point from that. Be like, okay, making it fun. Okay, I like if you're at like 89 points, you're like, oh, I don't want to look at my budget, but it's easy. Let me just save this, invest $1,000, invest whatever money you want to save for the year. So I'll probably increase mine to $5,000 or $7,000 per week for my goals. And then just within business as well too. So I tie career and finances here because that's what's going to pay, but getting new clients, new referrals, and writing offers for investment properties. So tracking that of whatever your goals are. And then faith and spiritual. So I'm on the Mind Valley app. So taking a course on that, and then looking and going to church or temple or whatever you believe in, adding a point for that. And then giving back if you're mentoring people and volunteering, or donating money, doing workshops, or even like I believe social media, like I want to be a face to be able to give back value. So when I'm posting things, it's philanthropic in my eyes. So would love to get some feedback. I went through very quickly of everything because I know everyone has their rest of the year plans, but would love to get some feedback on what some takeaways are, and would love, I'm just gonna start calling on people to make it fun. But Kevin, you
Oh,
need
wow.
it.
Well, I love your planning. I love the presentation. Thank you for that and for inviting us. And I have my son is on, and my future daughter-in-law over here, my son-in-law over there, a very good friend of mine,
Hi.
Anala, and Ryan, and we're all here listening to you. So you got quite an audience here, as well as I think you have a bunch of people online. So hi, everybody.
Yes.
But the eulogy kind of freaked me out a little bit. But when you went through it, it's kind of almost like it's a way of setting up your goals for your future, how you want your life to be mapped out. And I thought it was a strange way to come about it. But then when you finish it, when you went all the way through it, I get it. I totally get it. And it was very cool. It was very cool. And to be able to write things down and affirm them and say, okay, I want to do this. Not, oh, I can't say that. I'm going to do this. See, I learned something today. So I'm going to do this today or this year, and I'm going to accomplish it. Like my son and I have never been to a Super Bowl. That's one of our goals, one of the bucket list items. As you know, Super Bowl is super expensive. So you got to really want to have some, you got to really want to go to it. So that's one of our goals, maybe next year. But yeah, so I'll let someone else take over.
Yeah, Calvin's saying 49ers are going to Super Bowl. So that's him. He's going to take his dad and his best friend. Mary and Owen are like, no. They're out in Michigan. Connor, would love to hear from you.
Well, I was gonna say, Dad, I think this is the year. I don't know about next year. This is the year to go to the Super Bowl for sure.
Next year, it is next year. It's January 31st.
Right. So right now.
Yeah.
Put it in.
Short-term goal, right? Yeah.
The biggest takeaway was writing things down. I have like a little whiteboard in my house that my girlfriend and I write things on, like what we want to do we have really super long-term goals on there. Like have kids, get married, and general things, and buy a house. But it's so cool to check things off on that. So I think I'm going to kind of use your template and make it more specific so I can kind of just go step by step on things instead of setting super big goals.
Mhm.
It'll make things a lot more organized.
Yes. And then Kyle Ballard asks if the spreadsheets are shareable. So just make sure you message Audrey to send your email address. We should have it if you signed up on this call. So we'll send the copy share link. But I'll actually just throw it in here right now because you guys are probably so excited to start on this. So I'll put it in the chat. And then Gilly, I saw you get off mute. Love to hear from you.
Hi.
Gonna
Yeah, so I've been the team and I, we've been doing a lot of like visualization. A lot of the team members for our real estate group, they're doing phase 1 of the 75-day hard. A lot of us did the 75-day hard challenge. So now they're on phase 1. I lasted about 35 days for the first one because my birthday came about. So I'm looking to maybe restart that, but I like the manifestation aspect of it. I've been learning more about that. So goal setting, I like that this is like super visual and it's all in one page. So then you can kind of track everything and compartmentalize your finances, goals, your spiritual goals, work goals, finances, things like that. So that was really eye-opening. And I think just as a high D learner, everything needs to be like in one spot so that I can just check things off the list. So I like how it also, you have the checklist too, because it feels good when you're kind of just going down the list and then checking it off.
Yeah. Gilly, you're gonna hate me, but you're gonna love me too, because you said you're gonna maybe do 75 hard again. So what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do 75-day hard again.
Great. And if people don't know what 75-day hard challenge is, it is a challenge where you're committing to 2 workouts a day, 1 indoor, 1 outdoor, has to be 45 minutes each. A stroll outside or a hike could work. I think that's usually the toughest challenge. I remember just running in the rain as well too, but you got to go through it. And it's drinking a gallon of water a day. I think that was actually the hardest for me, but I would just be peeing and reading. But reading at least 10 pages a day as well too, and committing to a diet. So I did intermittent fasting, which is just eating only from 12 to 7 p.m. and limiting like sugars to only like twice a week. And then no alcohol as well too. So if anyone wants to do the challenge, let us know. You guys have some great accountability partners here. Janae, love to hear from you.
Yes, I absolutely love this session, Jenny. So thank you so much for putting this together. I had a lot of big takeaways, and I think the first one was, with this planner, this roadmap, it's really teaching us to live with intention. And I think that's huge. I run a huge team, and that's something that I tell my team literally every day, that you have to live every day with intention. You have to live every act with intention. I think, running a business, you tell your team to do something, but it's not just about, making that contact to that prospect to find, your leads. It's really about having the intention of what you want to come out from that too. And that's what I feel with this tracker. And it's crazy because this morning I did kind of like a goal session planning with one of my business partners who kind of took me through hers. And a lot of that, she made me really look and realize how my 2023 went and what I need to kind of do differently in 2024. And you nailed it. Like you said, having the non-negotiables for a date night was everything, because I used to have that. And as we've kind of taken it away the last few years, like since COVID, because it was just like, no, we're so busy with our business, we're building our business. We kind of just took it away because we're always together anyways. But I think that's something in a relationship is so helpful to really have that non-negotiable. And I'm like you, I used to tell my team, when you have that, don't just cancel it if you're busy, change it to another day. You want it to actually happen that week. And then making time for fun. I was told today that I need to make time for fun. And I was like, okay, I feel like you just told me again that I need to make time for fun, because I do not. Every plane ride, I probably hop on a plane maybe 50 times a year, and every time it's for business. So I think, having the intention to make time for fun in 2024, I think will really help bring a lot of things together for me, like with my own personal life and with my work life. So I really love that. And thank you for sharing, because I already opened it, made a copy, and I'm already starting on it. But this is really great, Jenny. So thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Yes. Yeah. And fun could be just like go to the beach and do a polar plunge, right? It doesn't have to cost much money, like something that could be challenging. So there's a lot of fun ideas and cheap events. I know in SF, there's like SF Fun Cheap. I remember right out of college and I was like, what are all the free events I can go to? So think about that and invite friends as well too, and collaborate, and it doesn't have to all just be about business. Amanda, I know you had a question, so would love to hear that. And
yeah, I love the template that you have. How do you stay so organized?
yeah, so just seeing this, and it's been multiple iterations of it over time. I think back then I used to have a lot of things on my notepads. I still have it on my notepads of like what are the days like I'm traveling. And I share it with my like best friends and stuff, and Calvin and my family members, so they know when I'm gone. But overall is knowing if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So being organized is super important, and something that like as I'm studying on and like have mentors who are centimillionaires and on track to become billionaires, they are super organized. And when you become very successful as well too, there's going to be so many things that you get tracked, have to keep track of. And like we've gone through an audit, we've gone through lawsuits and other things. And by being organized, like you're going to be like, okay, you come out of the audit, like, okay, we owe $130. The lawsuit, no, like we're protected because we have our insurance, our protections in place. So it hurts to not be organized, because then you're just going to be in a downward rut. So just taking the time and planning your organization time as well too. So that's where like the evening journaling or the morning sessions that I have, it's like just planning and organization.
Thank you.
Yes. Donna, would love to hear from you, my law of attraction, beautiful coach.
Oh, I am in awe of you, my friend. This is amazing. I absolutely love the 7 Fs. My favorite F word is freedom. So somehow I will work freedom and add an 8th F in there. I love the savor. I think that is a phenomenal routine that you do every day. I am that is probably my biggest takeaway, is to set that routine for yourself. And I talked earlier about setting my theme for 2024 as compassion and intention. And a lot of that compassion was to put myself first and to learn how to grow and still save time for my family and myself, right? And my business. So I just it's so thought-provoking, all that you've just given us, and I appreciate that you're sharing it with us as well. And that eulogy, oh my God, I'm just well, I won't be here to be at your funeral, but I do appreciate all that you've accomplished and will accomplish. So thank you.
In spirit, you will. So
I will be there in spirit. Yes.
thank you. And Caleb, I haven't heard from you in a while. I know you just caught up with Calvin not too long ago. You're on mute. And then if anyone else has questions, feel free to hop off mute, raise your hand. I'll stay for another 5 minutes before we end this.
All right. I think I got it. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sweet. This is really cool. Yeah, I went through the Zen Coast. I kind of wanted to go through the funnel, like go through the digital sort of expression of Zen Coast, and after chatting with Calvin a bit, so I went through, and what my expectations were of what this would be and what it is was different. This is awesome. This is amazing. I love that at the like molecular level, you guys are transforming the world of real estate, and you're doing it through like the vision, the intangible vision that comes from this like heart of genuine love, like you were saying, but wanting to fill your lives with meaning, intention, purpose, and love. And as you're doing that with other people, their lives are expanding. And it is, I can see now the connection of how it actually creates a ripple effect into like dirt and soil and concrete and steel and glass and architecture, where like lives are lived and babies are raised into children and bread is broken for many people. So I think that this is beautiful. And there's such an incredible orbit of like energy, like seeing Jesse Itzler and of course Brittany, and aerial recovery and all this stuff. I think this is powerful and beautiful. And I from the bottom of my heart, I sincerely thank you for sharing, what you have, your goals and your eulogy and whatnot. I think that it takes a lot to do that. And I am just so excited to see what you guys do.
You, Caleb. Excited to grow with you too. And I'm gonna call on Jeff Shea, one of my awesome VIP referrals. And you've sent us, I think we counted at least like 10 to 12 people. So thank you for helping us grow. But would love to hear what your 2024 goals and takeaways are.
Cool. Thank you, Jenny. I think I hopefully can speak for most of us, if not all of us on the call, that you continue to serve as an inspiration to all of us. I think everything that you shared today was both inspiring as well as intimidating. It's like, man, maybe if I can just do 1/10 of what Jenny does, then I can I can have my life a little bit more in order. But I guess I want to say that the biggest takeaway from today is just seeing that not only do you just have your goals sort of written out, you have specific numbers and specific steps broken out by week. It's like that famous quote, motivation is what gets you started, but discipline and consistency is really what keeps you going and actually what gets you results. Especially at this time of year, everybody's making New Year's resolutions. You're going to see the gym packed on January 1st. And then when you go on February 15th, guess what? It's empty. Nobody is there anymore. So I think what's really powerful is not just setting the goals, but actually setting the action items to consistently get to the end result of that goal. As for what my goals are this year, I have to be honest, I'm still thinking about it. I don't have anything concrete to share with the group anymore, but it's going to definitely resolve a lot around my family and my personal time. I don't know how many of you on the call have young kids at home, but we have a little 2.5-year-old, and he's great. But having a kid in your life definitely kind of puts a reset, and we've been flying by the seat of our pants for a couple of years, and I'm excited to kind of try to put a little bit organization around that, and encourage myself and my wife also to just kind of take time for ourselves and really, I think we've all been about our kid for the last couple of years, but I think our kid will develop a lot better if we also develop ourselves. So thank you for reminding me of this session and encouraging me to join, and serves as a good reminder. So thank you.
And Twa asked in the chat, how do I keep myself motivated? Yeah, there are certain days I'm just like, I don't want to do anything. But just really seeing like how fortunate I am and the gifts that I have, and just being able to share. Caleb is in our community with G-Force and giving back, and seeing where we did a aerial recovery disaster response training, and was able to learn search and rescue, learn how to help with CPR and like medical aid, and just seeing how people might be suffering around the world, and just knowing like where my parents just came from, like in China, like they didn't really have much, and they came out and sacrificed for me to be able to build a great life. And I want to be able to give back to them and continue that legacy and those generations and make it thrive and make it strong. So I think about my future. I look back at my eulogy, and sometimes when I'm like not feeling great, I read my eulogy. I'm like, yeah, I need to live up. I need to get my butt out of bed. I shouldn't be watching Netflix or something, and just like get that tub of ice cream out and just put it away and go do something, and it could be something small of just like journaling how I'm feeling, or just taking a bath, or getting a massage as well too, because you need to refuel yourself before you can go out in the world. So self-care is super important. So by starting my day every single day with savers is helped me tremendously get out of my rut that I haven't not felt motivated by having that morning routine and having the evening routine as well too. So hopefully that helps answer your question. And also surrounding yourself with like amazing people too, like a community who challenges you because you're like, okay, yes, I need to do more, or like I want to do more together and like grow together with other people. And I always just say, you're growing or you're dying. So if you're in a rut, I'm like, I don't want to die, so I want to grow. Awesome. Well, we're a little bit over 7 o'clock here, and thank you so much for spending this last hour with me. And if you guys are interested in learning more about Zen Coast University and what we offer for coaching, but you can book a call with us here. You can just go on ZenCoastUniversity.com or scan this QR code, and you can book a call directly and learn more. Well, have a great day, everyone, and happy holidays. And we'll see everyone soon in the new year.
Bye.